Hi AP, Mrs. Wren here. Hope you're doing well, staying healthy, doing the best you can with social distancing. I'm trying to do the same. Today is Friday, March 27th. I actually have to cross out the days so I remember what day it is. So far that's working. And maybe at this point you've gotten your email from the district talking about required activities for each of your courses. The directions that should be posted at the top of each course activity board is choose one activity in green. All the activities that your teachers created this week should be in green. But if it has an asterisk next to it, that means that it is a must-do assignment that needs to be done by Friday, April 3rd. So we're starting to change gears now that we know that we're in this for a little longer than anticipated, and really starting to look at collecting work and giving feedback and really starting to move forward with the year as we see it right now. For our class, that must-do assignment is to read The Brief Guide to Romanticism. It's a poetic movement from poets.org. What we're going to be doing with our first few lessons together digitally is looking at some of the most famous poetic movements because as a student of literature, knowing these movements and knowing the style and subjects that they're known for can really help you tackle a poem efficiently. So we're starting with the Romantics. We're going to go backward in time, actually, to the Cavalier poets, to Shakespeare, and looking at some of his sonnets versus the Italian sonnets, some of which we've started with our student units, but we're going to delve a little deeper together virtually. So let's give it a go. And then you're supposed to read that introduction and then choose any poem from the Romantic movement. There's a list of poets on that link that you're asked to read. You're going to choose one and then annotate that poem using mist or left-right read, whatever helps you get to the information the most quickly. And that's going to start our discussion when we have our next Zoom meeting. So that brief guide to Romanticism, I like it from poets.org because it is very brief. I can't turn the screen around. I'll work on that, but I'm looking at it right now from poets.org. Can you see it? Nope, you can't see it. There it is, backwards. From poets.org, The Brief Guide to Romanticism. They do one for every poetic movement, which is awesome. So of course, before I gave it to you, I read it and took some notes. So some key takeaways from this guide is that 1, Romanticism. It was the largest artistic movement of the late 1700s. It went through the 1800s, and it's still present in a lot of contemporary poetry. It's an American and a European movement, so it's definitely part of English literature, both on our continent and over the ocean. If you see any of these poets pop up on the AP exam or just in your reading, the Romantics were known for focusing on a few main topics: individualism and the individual's identity and what it means to be human, a reverence for the natural world. So a lot of their imagery is natural, or they write an entire poem about the tide rising and falling and the power of nature. They had an interest in the mystic and the supernatural. I'm looking at you, Edgar Allan Poe. Also, they were known for emotional and spiritual and physical passion in their poems. So if you ever see these poets come up, those are the things that they're known for: individualism, revering the natural world, focus on that supernatural, and passion. Some of these artists, these poets, it's Wordsworth, it's Coleridge, it's Percy Shelley, it's Lord Byron, it's John Keats, it's Walt Whitman, it's Edgar Allan Poe. I know we have some Poe fans in the class. And for this assignment, you can choose any poet that shows up from that era and do a left-right read or annotate the poems. And you'll probably see that they tie into one of those concepts of individualism, the natural world, all of those. Fun fact about the Romantics: they are the ones who generated that stereotype of the poet being some sort of tortured, melancholic visionary, very emotional, reclusive, and sad, that a poet is supposed to be these things. It comes from them. And that stereotype still exists today. And this movement never really died. It just got absorbed into the later movements that we will also take a look at. So it's not that these poetic movements ever die. They morph into something new. We'll be taking a look at how these ideas sort of develop. So if you tuned in and watched this video, I just summarized this guide to Romanticism for you. You're choosing one poem from any of these authors. Even if you go to another website and put in romantic poets, make sure it's Romanticism, not just romance poems. Don't do that. Look up Romanticism, find a poet, choose one poem, and annotate. And see if you can find some of the topics, some of the stylistic focuses that these poets had. So that's it for now. I'll be in touch with you. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay 6 feet apart, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.